This is ChestertonRadio.com.
The 1847 Silver Theater, starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart in an original story, First Love. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from the International Silver Company, makers of 1847 Rogers Brothers, America's finest silver plate. Welcome to this, the gala opening of their new Silver Theater. This is a big day, an exciting day. The day when glamorous Rosalind Russell and popular James Stewart inaugurate a weekly series of half-hour productions with the first episode of a romantic comedy drama entitled First Love. And in the coming weeks, there will be a parade of other vivid stories starring Hollywood's finest dramatic talent. And ladies and gentlemen, there's still another reason why this is a day to remember. Today, with the coast-to-coast premiere of their new radio series, 1847 Rogers Brothers also present their latest and loveliest pattern in fine silver plate, named First Love. A pattern whose craftsmanship is of the kind never before available except in special order silver plate and sterling silver. I'd like to tell you more about it right now, and I'd like to let you know, too, about the generous gift offer which is being made to every one of you listening in. But that must come later. Right now, the show is the thing, and the man behind the show is the man of the hour. I'm going to introduce a famous personality who will be with us in the 1847 Silver Theater each week to tell you about our stars and our plays. He's worked with most of the great names of the stage and screen. He's distinguished himself on the stage, screen, and radio as both an actor and a director. We're very fortunate to have with us for this series a man who can lend such dramatic and directorial knowledge and skill to its production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conrad Nagel.
Thank you, Mr. Conti, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're all waiting to hear the play, but first I just want to welcome my old friends, those two grand troopers, Rosalind Russell and James Stewart. You're going to enjoy them on the air every bit as much as you've enjoyed them on the screen. Incidentally, you have a treat in store with Rosalind Russell's new Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer picture, Love, Live, and Learn, in which she will soon be seen with Robert Montgomery. She's a fine actress as always. And in her new picture, she's more beautiful than ever. As for Jimmy Stewart, that lean, handsome Princeton student of architecture who became an MGM star overnight, well, you'll see this ace among the younger leading men in his forthcoming MGM picture, The Lost Gangster, starring Edward G. Robinson. But now for the play. It's an original story written especially for this program by Grover Jones, author of such great screenplays as Lives of a Bengal Lancer, Trail of the Lonesome Pine, and Souls at Sea. Our story is called First Love, and it's about a boy and a girl in Hollywood. But the lights are being dimmed and the silver curtain is rising. And in a moment, you'll hear the story told by Rosalind Russell, who plays the part of Gene Wilson, and James Stewart, who plays Jimmy Parks. We've all worked very hard, and we hope you like our show.
I won't. What's that? Those rails are... Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea I was talking out loud.
There's no need to be sorry. Anybody's liable to talk to herself if she's lonesome. What's his name?
What? Oh, it's not a man, honestly.
Don't know what else would make a girl act like you have. Oh, I've watched you all the way across country. There's something on your mind.
As a matter of fact, there is, but I...
What is it?
Well, you see, I'm just scared, I guess.
What about?
I'm going to Hollywood.
Bah.
Well, not just to see the place. I mean to work there.
Acting?
Uh-huh.
Still, Bob. It's silly business. Get rich quick and get your name in the papers. Only you don't. Chances are about 1,000 to 1 of succeeding. Better be smart and go back home.
But there's no such thing as going back home. Not for me.
Know anybody in Hollywood?
Oh, yes, a boy I was in school with. He's arranging a screen test for me. That'll be my chance to prove what I can do, you know.
Well, from what I hear, there's nothing like Hollywood if you make good.
I know.
And nothing like it if you fail.
But I can't fail.
You better go back, 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 you better go back.
What are we waiting for?
The girl hasn't had a chance to rehearse, Bob. She just got the script half an hour ago.
Okay, on the line now, Bob. We're ready to shoot.
Now, wait a minute, Bob. Let's spend an hour and give the girl a break. After all, she's a friend of mine, and I've sold the front office.
Listen, they give me 6 days to make a war picture, and then you want me to sit around here and teach some dame how to act. Now, get her on the set now or it's off. Mike, over here by this vase of flowers.
How's it coming, Gene?
All right, I think. By the time I study the lines a little longer and rehearse a few times, you know...
Look, Gene, I know this is a tough break, but the director's all tired out, and I'm afraid that, well, you're just not going to get a chance to rehearse.
But, Joe, I can't do a scene like this without a certain...
Joe, bring the girl and let's get going. Step on it.
Come on, kid, troop it through.
But, Joe, my makeup, my hair, the lines, But, Joe, answer me. They didn't like it, did they?
No, Gene, they didn't like it. But they would have...
Don't say any more. I know. I saw the test, didn't I? I was terrible. Awful. And I heard what that director said. He couldn't use me even if he was making slapstick comedies. Well, he's right. I know it now. I'm no good. I was lucky I found it out this soon. I can't act. I can't act. I can't.
I'm afraid we can't use you.
But I used to pose for commercial photographers in the East. I did quite a bit of that.
I'm afraid you won't out here. You see, we don't do much of that kind of work on the coast. Sorry.
You see, I've done quite a bit of modeling. They always told me I had a good figure for ready-made. Well, you can leave your name, but we already have over 50 girls on our waiting list. Sorry.
Sorry, see how it is, Miss Wilson. We won't have any more openings for sales girls until Christmas. Sorry.
Christmas? Well, that's months.
Bring the girl and let's get going.
No, Gene, they didn't like it. I'm sorry.
We don't do much of that kind of work on the coast. Sorry.
But we already have over 50 girls on our waiting list. Sorry.
More openings for sales girls until Christmas. Sorry. They didn't like it. Sorry.
We don't do much of that work. Sorry.
Over 50 girls.
More openings for sales girls. Sorry.
Sorry.
You better go back. You better go back. You better go back. You better go back.
No. Stop it. I can't go back. I can't go back. I can't go back.
I'll take cheese on rye.
Anything else?
Yeah. You on Saturday night. No kidding. Why don't you break down and give me a date, Jenny?
Cheese on rye coffee. My name's not Jenny, and please let go of my hand.
You know, you ought to be nice to me. I practically own the studio across the street. Of course, I dress like a carpenter, but I'm really a partner of the boss, Martin Rickey. Ain't that right, boys? So if you treat me right, I might get you a job in one of our pictures. How'd you like that?
There's one thing in the world I don't want. It's a part in one of your pictures, or anybody else's pictures, for that matter.
Waffle coming up, Gene.
Oh, thanks. Give me a number 4 sandwich on toast, cheese on rye, 2 coffee, and... Oh, Pierre.
What's the matter? Not getting you down, is it?
Oh, it's got me down, those oafs. Making passes at me, that cheap line of wisecracks.
And why? Because they know it gets your goat. Oh, get wise to yourself, my petit. Give it right back to them in their own language like Miles and the other girls do. And listen, mon enfant. You know, if you don't do as I tell you, the boss is going
I know. Thanks, Pierre. How's this? Hey, you. Where's that waffle I ordered? Are you embalming it?
Oh, magnifique. Well, here it is. Not so good, but make him like it.
Will I?
Hey, sister, where's that waffle I ordered?
Here's your waffle, brother. And your coffee's coming right up.
Oh, thanks.
Must have in large orders bicarbonate of soso.
I beg your pardon. What do you...
Bicarbonate of soso. Needing very bad on stage heaven.
He means bicarbonate of soda, Gene. Must be for Martin Ricky. Dollars to donuts, that Trista Lane dame's on the old warpath again.
Oh, yes. Miss Frenchie are warpathing, all right. If I not bringing soon, studio are in a shambles. Martin Ricky having double indigestion and Trista Lane are...
I've stood about all of this, I'm going to. And let me tell you, Martin Ricky, unless this outrage is corrected, you're going to need more than bicarbonate of soda before I get through with you.
Okay, Trista, okay. I've sent for Jimmy and he'll be here in a minute. Meanwhile, let's keep shooting. Remember, we must think of Superba Productions as well as of ourselves. And it's costing me thousands of dollars to... Now, please, Trista. Ray, come on, let's get going.
I won't, I tell you. I won't. Not if it costs $1 million, I won't.
Get the idea, Ricky? She won't.
Quiet, Perry, quiet. What, you want me, Ricky?
Jimmy Parks, I'll say I want you.
Wanted you. Where's that magazine? Listen to this. Just listen to this. Trista Lane, popular and beloved star of Superba Productions, today endeared herself to new millions of her fans when she stated that she looks forward to a family of 9 children. Did you put that in that magazine?
Well, yeah, of course I did.
And you call yourself a publicity man? Writing stuff like that for Trista Lane, the glamour woman. Why,
Now, wait a minute, Tristan. Now, take it easy. We just felt that the time to change, it was time to change the approach in your publicity. We want to make the public...
Sure, we have to lay off that glamour woman stuff. Like Jimmy says, there's a gimp in your glamming.
Ricky, are you going to stand for this?
That's what it's costing me? No, Trista, I'm not. Now, listen here, Jimmy. I want to...
No, Ricky. Now, you listen to me. Now, just remember this. Her glamour was my idea in the first place. That's my glamour. It's my publicity stories, my build-up that made Trista Lane.
Why,
Sure. He even made the critics believe that your dumbness was repression.
Oh!
Now, quiet, Perry, now. All right, we've used this glamour angle as long as we could, Trista, but now that you're getting older...
Old? Why, you cheap scribbler.
A cheap...
Ricky, are you going to let her
A
stand
cheap scribbler? How do you like that? Did you hear me? A cheap scribbler? Listen, you. I made roadshows out of your last 3 pictures, yeah, and what were they? Trista Lane meets David Montrose in the desert. Trista Lane meets David Montrose in the hospital. Trista Lane meets David Montrose in a canoe. 24 reels of heaving bosom and no plot.
Oh, that's done it. If you think that you can...
Oh, here we are, Mr. Ricky, sir. Bicarbonate of soso.
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay. The executioner drank a hearty breakfast.
Now, get off this lot. You're fired, both of you.
No, we're not. We quit 5 minutes ago. Come on, Perry. And just for your information, my flat-brained friend, you're throwing away about $5 million.
I said get. Who said $5 million? What are you talking about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I was just about to turn over to you a girl I've discovered who would have made Trista Lane's success look like a wet firecracker. But now I'm going to take her to another producer, somebody who'll appreciate a Jimmy Parks build-up. And boy, this girl's going to get it. Come on, Perry. We're interrupting one of Mr. Ricky's A pictures.
Yeah, and A is for awful. Jimmy, I'm ashamed of you letting them talk to you like that. Why, if I'd have been you...
Quiet. I don't have to have you around to tell me what I should take and what I shouldn't. Every time oh, you're right. Why do I get mad so slow? Well, just wait till I see our friend Ricky again.
May I take your order?
Trista Lane wants Lizzie Cassidy calling me a cheap scribbler. Why,
May I take your order?
Well, can't you wait a minute?
Give me coffee, black and 4 aspirins.
Give me tea, green tea, and hurry up.
Tea?
Well, yes, I said tea. You heard me. I like tea. Any objections? Now, go on, snap into it.
Listen, I'll snap it. All right.
That old fight, Jimmy. Talk like that to Ricky.
Now, don't worry. I'm going to make Martin Ricky sorry he fired me if it's the last thing I ever do.
Well, how?
Well, I don't know. But I'm going to.
Well, we got a swell working capital to start on. 60 cents more and we'd have $24.
Yeah, I know. Why can't we learn to save our dough?
Yeah. Hey, what's the matter with us? We're okay.
You forgot our ace in the hole, that gal.
What gal?
The damsel who can out Trista. Who is she, by the way?
Oh, wake up, Perry. Wake up. Use your head, will you?
Oh, I get it. She ain't. Well, Brother Parks, it looks like a long, hard winter.
Here are your coffees and the aspirin for you.
Coffee. I said tea.
Oh, did you? I got mixed. You see, there's so many
Well,
people.
why can't they get some girls around here with some sense? I
I
distinctly
have got
said...
sense, but I made a mistake. It's nothing to make a fuss about.
Who's making a fuss?
You are, and if you'll wait a second, I'll change it.
Oh, you'll change it. Well, she'll change it. Well, isn't that nice? If you'd spend a little less time wisecracking with guys at the counter and pay more attention to your
Don't
job,
you talk
wouldn't...
to me like that.
I'll talk to you any way I please.
Hey, Jimmy, wait a
Now,
minute.
you keep out of this. Listen, if you had any brains at all...
You shut up, you cheap Hollywood windbag.
What?
If you think you can treat me like that, so you want your order, do you? Well, there.
Hey,
You've got
over
it.
my coat, you crazy dumb...
And as for you...
Ow! Well, now look what I've done.
Huh?
I got to blow off so I insult a kid like that. I stay cool for Ricky and insult a girl. Well, that's great. I'm doing all right today.
Hey, wait a minute. Where are you going?
Where do you think I'm going?
But, Jimmy.
Hey, Cook, that girl that just came out here, where is she?
Oh, Jean? Out there in the alley. Say, are you the one that made her cry that way?
Look, I'm sorry. Please don't cry.
I'm not crying. Go away. Leave me alone.
Well, no, listen to me, please, no. I'm not like that, really. I wasn't sore at you, even if I had.
Leave me alone. It doesn't matter.
No, it matters a whole lot. Now, come on, tell me it's okay, will you? Here's a handkerchief.
I don't need it. Oh, thanks.
Here, you'd better sit over here on that box. You get your uniform all dirty in the garbage.
I don't care. Here's your handkerchief.
Oh, no, you keep it. That's okay. You keep it. Say, is that real?
What?
That curl above your left eye.
Oh, please don't kid me anymore. I can't take it. I thought I could, but, well,
No, I'm not kidding. Honest, I'm not. Gosh, if you just knew how low I feel.
Oh, it's not just you. It's a lot of other things that have been...
But I've just got to do something. See, when a fellow feels ashamed, I don't know. Well, if it was 15 years ago and my mother here was here to give me a licking, I'd... But you can smile after all, huh?
Oh, forget it. It's all right.
You sure?
Sure.
Say, I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now, here are a couple of tickets to the preview at the Chinese tonight. Now, suppose you call up your boyfriend and tell him to come... But, wait a minute. Don't tell him what a heel I've been. He'd be down here and take a swing at me, you know. But, what is he, a big guy?
No.
Oh. Little guy?
No.
Oh, a medium-sized guy?
No.
Oh. I get it. I don't believe it, but I get it. Well, then, why not you... No.
What?
Well, of course, it was just a crazy idea, but I just thought maybe you might go with me.
That is a crazy idea, but I might.
What do you mean?
Hey, how's about clearing the alley? I got a delivery to make.
Okay, make it, my friend. Now, look, what's your name anyway? Where do you live? Now, I'll call for you about... Listen, Perry, now, I asked Miss Wilson for the preview. I have 2 tickets, see? Two. Now, why don't you go off someplace by yourself and be a crowd, huh?
All right, if you insist, I will come along with you. Thanks, pal.
You too.
Oh, hey, I almost forgot. Perry, turn on the broadcast of this clam bake we're going to tonight, will you?
Okay.
And incidentally, Gene, you don't mind my saying so, I think you look like $1 million in that dress. It looks swell.
Oh, it's not very new, I'm afraid. I wore it once.
And we'll see if we can get her to say a word into the microphone. Miss Trista Lane.
Oh, that ain't. Turn it off.
You mean to tell me we're going to have to walk up past the microphone like all those stars are doing?
Sure.
Oh.
We'll sail right up there between the crowds, and you'll look just as much like a star as any... Oh, just like a star. Turn that off, Perry. Just like a star. Wow. Gene, let me look at you. Swell.
What are you talking about?
Now, let me see your hands. Perfect. How tall are you?
I'm 5'5", but I wish you'd let me in on
Jimmy,
what...
if you mean what I think you mean.
Why not? Why
Jimmy, what is all this? Now, I want to
listen,
know.
Jean, now, don't ask questions. Now, whatever happens, just don't open your mouth. I'll do all the talking.
You certainly are. Oh, Jimmy, that crowd in front of the theater, there must be thousands of them. They're lined up behind the ropes on each side of the entrance as if it were a parade.
It's all right, all the better. Now,
But
come
Jimmy,
on.
I'm scared. All those people. Let's not go to the preview. Please, let's go back, Jimmy, please.
Don't worry. Now, leave everything to me. Now, pile out there.
Okay. May I assist you, Mr. Parks?
Cut it, Perry.
Don't do it, Jimmy. Don't do it. Not to a sweet kid like that.
Out of the way. I said I'd get even with Martin Ricky, didn't I?
Okay, heel.
Are you two going to let me out of here?
Here, hon. Take my hand, Jean. Now, watch your step. There we are. All right,
Thank
that's
you,
a girl,
Mr.
Jean.
Crawford. That was Joe
Chin up,
Crawford,
honey.
ladies and
Head
gentlemen.
high. That's
MGM
the stuff.
scintillating
Now, look,
star.
the
Here's another
announcer
arrival.
spotted us
It's
here.
my old friend Jimmy Parks, and with him is a very lovely young lady. And you can bet your bottom dollar that if she attends a premiere with Jimmy Parks, she's really a somebody. She looks a little like, oh, Mr. Parks, will you say just a word to our radio audience and perhaps introduce your charming companion?
Sure thing.
Mr. Jimmy Parks, publicity director of Superba Productions.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I assure you that there's nothing I'd rather do than introduce this young lady who's with me tonight. And here she is now, Miss Jean Wilson.
Oh, no, Jimmy, I couldn't. I'm sorry, but I really couldn't.
That's quite all right, Miss Wilson. I'm sure the folks out there quite understand your modesty. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great thrill for me to have this opportunity to present to you for the first time this new, exciting personality, this new star, Miss Jean Wilson, who combines all the glamour of a Trista Lane with the girlish winsomeness of a character out of Sir James Barry.
Jimmy.
Why, she's beautiful, yes, but infinitely more an actress. She's toured the world studying various forms of drama in every corner of the globe. Why, she's not going to be a star of tomorrow, she's going to be the star of tomorrow. Now, remember that name, Miss Jean Wilson. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy Parks. I know people all over the country will anxiously await the appearance of this new star on the silver screen.
Jean.
And now, folks, two more
Perry,
cards.
where's Jean?
In case you're interested, your brand new star is Scram.
Well, where?
Down the street, that way. But look, Jimmy, don't do it. It's a dirty...
Well, Jean? Wait a minute, Jean. Now, Jean, no, just a minute. Now, you've got to understand.
Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Aren't you satisfied? You had your joke. Now run along.
Joke? When I'm talking to millions of people, well, that speech was on the level, Jean. You are my new star. You've got to be.
Stop following me.
Oh, no, look here now. The lights are against you.
Let go of my arm, please.
Jean, will you please stop this marathon and stand still and listen to me? I'll make you $1 million. And did you hear that? I'll make you $1 million. All you have to do is just let me manage you. That speech back there was only the beginning. Tomorrow morning, all Hollywood...
Tomorrow morning, all Hollywood can choke itself for all I care. Oh, Jimmy Parks, why did you have to do this to me above all people?
Now, listen, Jeannie, if it's only the acting you're worried about, forget it. Trista Lane couldn't act. Half the big stars couldn't act. All it takes is looks. And you've got that on the old Hollywood build-up, and I've got that. Why, listen, I can make a star out of that dummy over in that store window there.
Oh, you could you? Well, I'm not a store window dummy, and I'm not Trista Lane. I studied for years so that I could be an actress. Not a star, just a good actress. I worked hard.
Well, if you can act, that's so much the better.
Well, I did plays in high school, plays in college, in little theaters, doing bits, even walk-ons in summer stock.
Summer stock, that's great.
Bits on Broadway.
Broadway,
yes,
terrific.
And stock in Wheeling and Poughkeepsie, even in Cincinnati. We closed there in 3 weeks, but I played it. A store window dummy.
Well, Jeannie, with all that behind you, you're bound to be good.
Oh, I am I?
Well, you're just what this town needs.
Oh, I'm just what this town needs, huh? Well, it took a swell way to show it.
Oh, and I know how you feel. You probably was tough. Lots of girls go through the same thing, honey. Pounding the old pavements to casting offices, waiting for calls that don't come. I know. Even going hungry.
And suppose I had. Do you think there's nothing worse than hunger? Well, there is. It's having every little last breath of ambition or hope you ever had drained out of you. Till you're left dry and lost and even afraid. Well, that's what your Hollywood's done for me.
But, Jeannie, now
Did you ever have one thing that mattered to you more than anything else in the world? I did. It was to prove to everybody, it was to prove to myself that I could act. Well, this town gave me a chance to prove it. A test with a quickie company in Poverty Row. And do you know what that director said? He said I wasn't good enough for slapstick comedy.
Oh, but you shouldn't pay any attention to what some two-bit director says.
Well, I do pay attention. And I can't play your little game, see? You need an actress. Well, I'm not an actress. So I'm going home. I swore once I wouldn't, but I'm going home.
Oh, you can't do that, Jeannie. Now, please, let's not pass this thing up, Jeannie. I can't back out now. I'm broke. I got no job. After that big blow-off on the air just now, well, you don't understand, but when a fella here in Hollywood puts up a big bluff and then can't make good on it, well, don't quit now, Jeannie.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. It's just no good. Jimmy, I said I could act once. Maybe even that was a lie. Maybe I was kidding myself. But now even if my life depended on it, it's gone, Jimmy. Don't you see? It's all gone inside.
Yeah, I get it. But you see, I figured that with the two of us working together, it'd be a pipe. That's all you need. Someone who knows the ropes to be right beside you, you know. See that you get good direction, the right script, swell lighting. Those are the things that count, Jamie. And I just felt that with the two of us together, we could really work this thing. Because well, that was an idea anyway. I just thought it'd be fun trying. So long, Jimmy.
So long, Jimmy.
Hey, you sort of got that curl wet. You ought to find somewhere to keep it up on your eyes. Here, like that, see?
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
You know that about our doing it together. You standing by me all the time and you seeing me through, and you say that again.
I would, Jeannie. I would, so help me. It'd be just two of us against this town. That way we couldn't be licked. Believe me, Jeannie, we couldn't. Now, say you'll do it. Say you'll do it.
Remember, I can't act now. I mean, I'll let you down. I'm warning you.
Take that chance. Say yes, Jeannie.
All right, Jimmy. It's crazy, but as long as it's both of us together, I'll try.
Oh, Jeannie. Jeannie, I could kiss you.
You could, Jimmy. You have.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call Rosalind Russell and James Stewart back to say a word to you in just a moment. But right now, I want to introduce a young man who has a very important part to play throughout this entire series. Our announcer, John Conte.
Thank you, Conrad Nagel. Ladies and gentlemen, as the curtain falls in the 1847 Silver Theater today, we bring to a close the first episode of the four-part comedy drama, First Love. But the curtain is just rising on the exquisite beauty of 1847 Rogers Brothers' sensational new silver plate pattern, also called First Love. And so that you may know the richness and grace of First Love, 1847 Rogers Brothers offer you an exquisite example of this new pattern, which will add distinction to your dinner table or cocktail tray. A finely wrought special serving fork for hors d'oeuvres, certain meats, patties, and any number of things. Its regular price will be $1.50. But if you act now, it's yours for only 45 cents. 45 cents, mind you. That's a saving of $1.05. So go to your jeweler or your favorite department store tomorrow and get the serving fork in the new First Love pattern. While you're there, ask to see the sets of 1847 Rogers Brothers silverware in the glorious new pattern and learn for how little this lifetime loveliness can be yours. And be sure to get your serving fork tomorrow in the loveliest of new patterns, First Love by 1847 Rogers Brothers. Here come our stars, ladies and gentlemen. Conrad Nagel is bringing Rosalind Russell and Jimmy Stewart out in front of the curtain.
Well, Rosalind, how does it feel to have a first performance behind you?
Well, frankly, I was scared to death, but I loved it. Thank you, everyone.
How about you, Jimmy?
I hope I can get my knees to stop shaking by next week.
Well, I know you both want to get out and hear what your friends thought of the show, but before you go, let me thank you for two grand performances. And Rosalind, the makers of 1847 Rogers Brothers Silverware have asked me to thank you not only for naming our play, but especially for so appropriately naming their lovely new pattern, First Love.
Well, I really don't know what else I could have called it. Suppose when I first saw it, I give you my word of honor, I just fell right in love with it. Any woman would. You see, well, what I mean to say is, well, if you saw it...
Well, never mind, Rosalind. We know what you mean. We're sure you couldn't have picked a better name.
Thank you, Conrad. And thank you, Jimmy.
So long, everybody.
So long, Rosalind Russell and Jimmy Stewart. And good afternoon to all of you. I hope you'll be with us again next week.
The Hollywood romance of Gene Wilson and Jimmy Parks, as played by Rosalind Russell and James Stewart, will be continued in the second episode of the 1847 Silver Theater production, First Love, next Sunday evening at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, with Conrad Nagel directing and special music by Felix Mills. This is John Conte speaking for 1847 Rogers Brothers. Columbia Broadcasting System.
KMX, Los Angeles, the voice of Hollywood.
You are listening to Chesterton Radio at chestertonradio.com.
The comfort and inspiration of religious faith, for it is faith which helps hold our families together, builds moral and spiritual character. And today, perhaps more than ever before, there's a need to turn to a way of life based on the enduring principles of religion. There are a great many programs of religious nature on NBC Radio, which you'll enjoy hearing this Sunday. Among them, The Art of Living, the National Radio Pulpit, Eternal Light, the Lutheran Hour, the Catholic Hour, and the Hour of Decision conducted by Billy Graham. These are but a few of the broadcasts that will bring you inspiration and comfort not only this Sunday, but on the Sundays to come. Of course, the Easter message will be the highlight event this week. We know you'll enjoy hearing them as a supplement to your visit to the church of your choice. And when you do go to church this Sunday, take the whole family with you.
Starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart in an original story, First Love. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. International Silver Company, makers of 1847 Rogers Brothers, America's finest silver plate, welcome you to the 1847 Silver Theater and the second episode of the romantic four-part comedy drama by Grover Jones, First Love, starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart. In coming weeks, 1847 Rogers Brothers will present Hollywood's most brilliant dramatic stars in a series of thrilling stories. And right now, to celebrate their 90th Jubilee year, 1847 Rogers Brothers are also presenting their newest and loveliest pattern, First Love. It's modern as you are, yet First Love possesses ageless beauty. No matter what the decoration of your home, First Love will gracefully take its place there. Silverware you'll be proud to have and to hold, loveliness to last a lifetime. And First Love is made by 1847 Rogers Brothers, who for 90 years have been creating masterpieces of silver design. First Love, this loveliest of all their patterns, is simple, fine in detail, with ornament richly raised and deeply etched. Its craftsmanship the kind that until now you could get only in special order silver plate and sterling silver. A little later on in the program, we'll let you know how easy it is for you to take advantage of an exciting gift offer in this thrilling new pattern. A gift of First Love by 1847 Rogers Brothers. Be sure to listen for it. And now I'll leave things in the capable hands of a man who has won fame as an actor and director of stage, screen, and radio, whose knowledge and ability are of inestimable value in the presentation of this series. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conrad Nagel.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. In presenting the 1847 Silver Theater, we hope by trying some unusual devices and by using stories written especially for radio to add new thrills to presentation of radio drama. Before our play begins, I'd just like to say that Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer has announced that Rosalind Russell's new picture, in which she starred with Robert Montgomery, Love, Live, and Learn, is soon to be released, as is James Stewart's new picture, The Lost Gangster, starring Edward G. Robinson. I'd like to tell you more about our stars, but now the lights are being dimmed, and the silver curtain is rising on the second episode of First Love, the story of Gene Wilson, played by Rosalind Russell, and Jimmy Parks, played by James Stewart. Just two young people against the town called Hollywood. I know you're anxious to hear what's in store for them.
Hello? Oh, Jimmy. Yes, of course it is. But, Jimmy, that paper, I just saw it. Well, I didn't get 1,100 telegrams, and there are about 8 foreign consuls wanting to entertain me. You can't tell all those lies, Jim. Oh, then you're really going through with it? I know, but I thought overnight you might have changed your mind. Oh, yes. Yes, I can be packed by that time.
Well, never mind where we're going, Jeannie. Now, you just leave everything to me. Be ready at 1, remember? And don't go near that restaurant you were working. Goodbye. Come on, Terry. We got to move.
You're telling me we got to move a couple of mountains before you turn that waitress into a star? Oh, Jimmy, if you wanted to promote some girl to get even with Martin Rickey for firing you, you could have at least picked one that could act.
Well, use your head, will you? That's just the point. I sell him a girl that can't act. And I make him pay $1 million for her.
Episode 2 of the Park Fairy Tales will be heard tomorrow at this same hour.
Yeah, you think so, will you? Now, listen. My boy, you heard me tell Gene Wilson we'd meet her at 1 o'clock. All right. Now, between now and then, we're going to set the stage for our little show. We're going to put Gene Wilson in a frame so that any producer in Hollywood would buy her.
Yeah, but Jimmy...
I know. Money. I know. Now, listen. When you've got something to sell that's worth $1 million, well, you can always find partners to help you with the deal. Now, come on, Harry. Follow me, boy. That's the picture, Alphonse. 4% of her first year's salary in return for the use of this apartment.
But this girl, who is she?
She's the real goods. I'm behind her. Have I ever missed yet? Didn't I put over Ella McRae, Thomas Stone, Trista Lane? All right, what do you say?
Yeah, Monsieur Parks. Because it is you, I will do it. But please, not the penthouse, my most valuable.
The penthouse or nothing.
All right. I hope she is good.
1% of her first year's salary, eh? And I'd be in complete charge of the kitchen.
Complete charge.
I'll do it for 3%.
2%.
Sold. But she'd better be good.
Why should I? I get $50 a day renting my car to pitches.
$50? That's chicken feed. This means a share in $1 million. Now, you know me, Buck. I don't call him wrong. When I start out to make a star, I make him a star.
Okay, Jimmy. 2% you say? I'll take it.
1%, Well, okay, Master Fox. Sounds crazy to me, but if y'all say it's all right, I reckon I'll do it.
I being houseboy for 1%? Okay, Mr. Potts, it's our deal.
I'd have to have 3% for it.
1% at least.
To make it 5%, I'll...
But not amount of cost, 2%. 2%.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Gene. You ready?
Yes, but...
Well, now, I'll take your bag. Let's go.
Oh, Jimmy, wait just a minute.
Yeah? What's the idea?
Well, it's sort of a goodbye, I guess,
What, goodbye?
to this funny little place. Even the view of brick walls and laundry lines. You see, a lot of pretty swell dreams went bust here. At least I thought at the time they'd gone bust. And you sort of get attached to, well, you couldn't very well understand what I feel about it.
Well, what do you mean I couldn't understand how you feel? Say, there was a room in a Flatbush boarding house, second floor back. There was a crocheted thingamajig on the wall that said, "Success is yours." I was trying to write plays then. Each time I had a script rejected, I'd come home and see that thing staring at me. I finally fixed it.
What did you do?
I threw the darn thing out of the window. I gave up trying to be an honest writer and became a press aide. You ready now?
Yes, I'm all ready.
All right, now take a deep breath, Gene Wilson. Here comes fame.
Okay, Jimmy Park. Let her come.
What do you think of this?
Oh, Jimmy, Horizon Towers, the penthouse. Why, I've never seen anything like it, not even in pictures.
Oh, don't be silly. This room's only 40 feet long, and pictures they're always 140. That is, unless the people are rich, and then they're big.
Oh, and the furniture, it's real Queen Anne.
Oh, why not?
Oh, look in that balcony.
No, wait. I want you to see that for the first time tonight. Besides, there's something else for you to see first. In here.
Ooh.
Now, the lady's boudoir. And in case you're wondering, that canopied thing over there that looks like it's off of Valentine, that's your bed.
Oh, Jimmy, don't show me any more. Now, I can't take it.
Now, just this. Our International Stars wardrobe.
If I were my grandmother now, I'd faint.
I hope I guessed right on the size. I told Hedry and I thought you were about the same measurements as Joan Crawford.
Hedry? You mean to say he made these clothes?
Oh, sure. Nobody else. Now, look at this. This blue one with the fancy sleeves. I picked that up myself. That's pretty swell, isn't it?
Oh, Jimmy, you wait out here. I've just got to try it on.
Okay. You know, these are only the first dresses. Why, they'll be all... Yeah.
What's wrong in there?
Well, there's nothing wrong, is it, Terry?
Oh, no, Jimmy, Mr. Rockensnoffel is here to see you.
Rockensnoffel?
Sure, you know, Rockensnoffel.
Oh.
The percentage. There.
Quiet. Gene, someone's here to see me. I'll just be a minute.
All right, Jimmy.
Go on, Terry.
Hey, what is this? We will tell you what it is, Monsieur Parks. We have played your little game so far. Yes. But also, we are business people. We demand our contracts.
All right now. You'll get your contracts, all of you. They'll be made out tonight. All right. Well?
If you want to know the truth, we ain't sure that we want to go through with this business anyway.
Yeah, that's right. There's a rumor around town that this here Gene Wilson ain't no international star at all and never could be. Yeah, how do we know that you're not just
I never heard no Gene Wilson before.
Oh, Jimmy. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Gee, that dress, you... Oh, Miss Wilson, these are the servants. I'm the tradespeople and all of it.
How do you do?
Miss Wilson, I'm just explaining to them their duties and all that.
Yeah, all that.
No, but you needn't bother with these domestic details. Now, suppose you listen to the radio in there. You'll find it hidden in an ashtray or something.
All right, Jimmy, and I'm very happy to have met you all. I'll see you all later. That is, I'll ring when I need any of you.
Isn't it, Cesaro?
Well, who wants to back out now, huh?
We'll sign, all of us. Just give us our contract.
All right, in the morning. Now, suppose you all get back to work.
Yeah, sure.
Beautiful, yeah. Boy, every entrance is perfectly timed. Did you see their faces when they saw on that dress?
You should have seen your own. Where are you going?
I'm going into Gene.
Wait a minute. What about that percentage list?
Oh, here they are.
Yeah. Jimmy, my boy, have you looked at this list lately?
Oh, what do you mean?
This total. You've given away 70% of it.
Well, I had to cover everything, didn't I? Besides that, leaves 30% for us.
That's not so bad.
No, that's 20% for me and 10% for you.
That's not so good. Hey, hold everything. I just thought, what about Jean?
Oh, my gosh. I forgot all about it.
Of course, I guess that don't matter. She's just going to do the work.
Now, quiet. I'll fix it. I'll give her 10% of mine.
Well.
And 5% of yours.
Well.
Now, you go ahead and line up these contracts. I've got to get Gene set for tonight.
Hey, Jimmy, wait a minute. Well, look. For the last time, don't do it.
Well, what are you talking about?
Oh, call it off. It'll break that kid's heart when she finds out you sold her down the river like this.
Well, so what? I said I'd make her a star, didn't I? Well, I will. What does she care how?
But I got a hunch she does care, and so have you. Haven't you, Jimmy? Haven't you, Jimmy?
Now, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I do know what I'm doing. Well, Terry, I've thought of telling her the whole business, but can't you see what it means? If she learns about the percenters, well, she won't let all those people depend on her. She'll back out, and then where are we? Where is she?
Just where we were when we started.
Okay.
Gonna tell her?
Yeah, that works.
Good. But as pal to pal, break it easy. Because I got a hunch it's gonna do something to that kid.
Gene? Gene?
Oh, hello. I saw him look from the balcony. I couldn't wait till night. I found the radio. I hope you like it. Well, Jimmy, the way you look... Don't you like the dress?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not bad. The dress is swell. I mean, really nice. Oh, it's a swell dress.
Jimmy, what time is it?
About 2, I guess.
That gives me 10 hours.
For 10 hours?
Until midnight. When this dress turns back into an apron, the limousine we came in back into a pumpkin, and the chauffeur, well, what is it now? A pair of white rats. Ah, but there's just one thing you forgot, Your Highness.
What's that?
The glass slippers. I looked all through the closets and they weren't there.
Look, Jeannie, I've got to talk to you. I hate to have to say this, but, well...
Maybe I was wrong.
What?
About the 10 hours. Maybe it's now. Is that what that look in your eyes means, Jimmy? That you want to call it off?
Call it off? Oh, now, wait a minute.
Of course, if you do, it's all right, Jimmy. I don't blame you.
No, but you've got to understand. We can't go through
I
with it
understand. I do. You thought it over, that's all, and you see that it won't work.
Well, it would work, but you see there are others. That is...
I'll go take off the dress. Jimmy.
Yes?
About the money you must have spent. This apartment, the servants, and the dresses. I'm sorry.
Well, that's just the point, Jean. The money is...
You hate to lose it, I know.
Oh, no, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't if...
Jimmy, don't say any more, please.
Oh, Jean.
It's crazy. I mean, all of a sudden, everything is upside down. Last night you were trying to sell me on this, and now Oh, there's something in me that says to try to sell you.
Jeannie,
You know what I did all last night? I lay awake for hours, thinking of what you said. Of all the fun we'd have doing this thing together, and of the ways I could help you. And I could, honestly, I could. Of course, there is the acting. I still don't know what I'd do before a camera. But with you to help me, and about the lights and the makeup and the stories like we talked, maybe I... Well, it was an idea anyway. You see, thinking that you had faith in me almost gave me faith in myself.
And you're going to keep it. Oh, what's the matter with me? Jeannie, you're going to keep it.
Oh, Jimmy, I want to.
We will put this thing over, Jeannie, tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight, yes. You're going to wear that dress and you're going to the Trocadero.
Jimmy!
You're not alone. The Siamese ambassador's going with us.
The Siamese ambassador?
Yeah, you can laugh, but there'll be a lot of producers there tonight that won't.
But, Jimmy, I've never even met a Siamese.
Ah, you met this one.
Oh.
You remember Yama, that studio janitor that used to come around to the restaurant and get bicarbonates of so-so for Martin Rickey?
Not him.
The same.
But he's not Siamese.
Ah, he is tonight. He's borrowing some Oriental robes and some long mustaches from a cousin of his, and then, never mind. You wait till you see him.
Jimmy, this is crazy.
Sure it is, and so is Hollywood. Now, look, Jeannie, before this night's over, you're going to have a contract in those little hands of yours. A 5-year contract signed by Martin Rickey, president of Superba Productions.
Martin? What, you said... Why, you can't get a contract from me, from him. You said he fired you.
Well, yes, he did, but that doesn't matter. He knows I never miss picking stars, and if he thinks that some other producer wants you, why, he'll sign you in a minute.
But how do we know any other producer will want me?
Now, I'll see to that. But you'll have to help me, Jeannie. Now, if you ever acted in your life, you've got to tonight. You've got to look and act and sound like Jean Wilson I ballyhooed. The Jean Wilson who studied drama in every nation of the globe. The girl who was accustomed to eating with 6 ambassadors instead of 1. Now, how about it? Can you do it for me?
Can I do it? When it's for you? Oh, Jimmy, you just watch me.
Oh, Perry, where are they? Now, something's happened to them.
Ah, they'll be here. You told Gene to hold off till it was late enough for all the big shots to have arrived.
I know I did. But listen, are you sure the conductor understands about that music?
Sure. The doorman's going to phone in. Will you quit worrying?
There they are. Boy, look at that crowd. Every eye on the door, Perry. Listen, this is perfect.
Yeah, if Yama doesn't trip over those mustaches.
Now, shh. Now, wait a minute. Look at them. Look at them, Perry. What a picture. The way that girl carries herself. Well, she's worth $1 million.
Maybe you're not so crazy after all. Martin Rickey over there is taking it big.
All right, here she comes. Come on, get up, Stooge.
Good evening, Mr. Parks. And Mr. Perry.
Good evening, Miss Wilson.
Hiya. Good evening, Miss Wilson.
Gentlemen, may I introduce the Siamese ambassador, Dr. Chang Yananda, Mr. James Park.
How do you do?
Oh, being very pleased to... Oh.
Quiet, Mug. Don't talk, just bow.
and Mr. Perry Burke.
Ah! And don't order ham and eggs.
Oh. Please do be seated, gentlemen. How was it, Jimmy?
Perfect, kid, perfect. We're a cinch. Now, just keep it up now.
Uh-oh. Watch, Yama. Here comes the waiter.
Uh-oh. Now, no English, Yama. No matter what happens, no English.
You wish to order now?
Oh, yes. Miss Wilson?
A chicken sandwich and coffee.
And the, gentleman?
Oh, yes. Miss Wilson, since Dr. Yananda doesn't speak English, I suggest you translate his order.
What?
Yes, you just...
Oh, yes, of course. 연하스나가 오 어느만에 슬라레 투맛 투바로크?
하고지만 난 이때가 왁교가나 이사게 코치.
He'll have a ham sandwich on rye.
난 뭐야 생각 이사게 코치. 마키것이 이리코 덴신 바시라 킵이라고 뭐또. 야, 아리가토 고자이마시타.
With mustard.
Yes. And you, gentlemen?
Make ours the same without mustard.
Very well.
Oh, Jimmy, I can't.
Oh, you can. You're marvelous. And anyway, we won't be long now. We've got to move fast before he almost slips. Gene, would you mind dancing with Perry?
What do you mean, mind?
Of course not.
And then meet me in the balcony about 5 minutes. Right now, I've got some important business to attend to. Hello, Colton. Wow, glad to see you. How are things over at Transnational?
Never mind, Parks. Get to the point. I've known you too long to think you came over here just to be sociable. Want to sell me that girl? Well, I might be interested.
No, you wouldn't. But I have got a little idea you might go for.
Yeah?
That is, unless you object to putting Martin Rickey behind the biggest 8-ball in the history of Hollywood.
Object? When he's the guy that started double features? I could choke him.
No, you won't have to, because, Colton, I've got a way you can really put the hooks into Rickey.
Yeah, how?
Well, it's very simple. Now, in a few minutes, you just happen over to our table and offer Jean Wilson a contract with Transnational.
What? Well, how do I know she isn't a phony?
Well, I'll answer that one. She is a phony. She made 3 of the worst tests since talkies, all in one. But you're not going to sign the girl, Colton. You're just going to bid for her.
Huh?
Yeah, now, it's like this. Rickey hasn't had his eyes off the girl since... Here you are.
Oh, it's perfect out here, Jimmy. Let's not go right back in. I'd much rather be Jean Wilson than Jean Wilson, if you know what I mean.
Okay, well, get your hair quick, because it's just about time. Oh, that's swell.
What is?
Well, I was just watching Colton's come over to our table and start talking to Perry. Oh, if that doesn't bring Rickey over.
Who's Colton?
Well, he's head of Transnational Productions and Rickey's personal enemy #1, and he's interested in you, too.
Oh, maybe he'll give me a contract instead.
No, he won't. I told him how swell you are, just, to get some competition for Rickey, someone to bid against him. And boy, is it going to work.
What am I offered, gentlemen, for the young girl? Strong, healthy? I have 1,000. Did I hear 2?
Yeah, you can kid about it if you want to, but that's how I'm going to do it. You see?
Look.
What?
A falling star. Oh, superstitious?
Oh, not a bit. Oh, I know it. Rickey. There he is. Come on, Gene.
Oh, wait just a minute. There's one question I've got to ask.
Well, not now.
Now, Jimmy, now. Why, Jimmy?
Why?
All this for me.
Oh, I get it. Oh, you mean, have I any crazy ideas about, I don't know, are there any strings to this? Well, now listen, Jeannie, I've been around long enough to know that business by itself, okay. Romance by itself, okay. When you try mixing them, dynamite. That right?
Oh, yes, Jimmy, that's right.
Yes, and this is strictly business. Oh, that reminds me. You better sign these before we go in. Here's a pen.
Sign them? What are they?
Well, one's a blank contract, and when I get the terms set with Rickey, I'll fill it in and then get him to sign it before we leave tonight, see?
You mean I sign the contract before it's even made out, before he has
Well, now, don't ask questions, Jean. Just sign it now.
All right. There. But this one...
Yeah, that too.
What's this?
Well, that's a contract between us. That makes me legally your manager, see?
But we don't need that if we're going to do it together,
now,
Jimmy.
Will you please not argue, Jean? Now, we've got to get in there. I'm doing business, and you have to.
Well, wait just a minute, Jimmy. Let me understand. This means you're legally my manager, that you handle all my affairs?
Yes, of course it does. It makes me an official 10%er, you see?
Oh, then you get 10% of all I make for your services?
Well, yes, of course. That's part of it. Oh, there's no hurry about that end of it, but the thing is we can't talk now. Now, sign, Jeannie, so I can get in and get this deal set for you.
Yes, Jimmy.
Well, will you please hurry,
But I
Jeannie?
want to tell... All right. There.
Okay, now let's go.
I'm not going in.
You're not going yet? Well, but you've got to go
Aren't
in.
you my manager? What do I pay you for? Besides, I've done my parade act. They've seen what they're buying. Go ahead with your auction.
Well, don't be crazy
I'm
now.
not being crazy. I'm being sane for the first time in 3 days. I'm not going in there.
But what's wrong with you anyway? Okay, stay here then.
Gene Wilson, you're a fool.
So you're going to Hollywood. Well, you're foolish if you ask me.
You better go back, you better go back, you better go back, you better go back, you better go
I
back.
couldn't even use her in slapstick comedy. Gee, look, forget all that. I'll make you a star together. We're a cinch. They can't beat us.
Fox, I want that girl for transnational. I'll offer $50,000 a year.
Oh, no, you don't, Colton. I'm signing that girl. I offer $80,000.
Oh, yeah, Ricky, $100,000.
120, Jim.
150.
175.
200. 275.
300. Go!
Jeannie, look, I did it. Hold out your hands. There it is. 5 years, Gene Wilson. A 5-year contract with Martin Rickey as top star of Superba Productions.
When does my salary start?
Why, in a week. Why? Well, what a crazy question.
You know what time it is?
Why?
I can tell you. It's just 12 o'clock. But I'm lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky.
Well,
my coach hasn't turned back into a pumpkin.
Well, what you talking about, Gene?
You wouldn't understand, Jimmy. It hasn't anything to do with business. Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm lucky in another way, too. I don't have to worry about glass slippers. My Prince Charming is sure to find me to collect his 10%. Well, I'm going home now. Good night, Jimmy. Pa.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call Rosalind Russell and James Stewart out for a curtain speech in just a minute. But in the meantime, allow me to introduce one of the most important members of our 1847 organization, John Conte.
Thank you, Conrad Nagel. First, I'd like to make a bow in the direction of our stars and their grand performances in First Love. For I think most of us appreciate something beautifully done. And those of you who seek perfection in all its forms are sure to be lavish in your praise of First Love, the exquisitely beautiful new pattern in silver plate by 1847 Rogers Brothers. It's a sensational new achievement in silver design and craftsmanship. New beauty captured for a lifetime in finest silver plate. And to introduce this glorious new pattern, 1847 Rogers Brothers are making a special gift offer, so generous that it can be made for a limited time only. An exquisitely wrought fork in the First Love pattern that you can use for hors d'oeuvre, certain meats, patties, and any number of things. A special serving fork to add distinction to your dinner table or cocktail tray. Soon, its regular price will be $1.50. But now, it is yours for only 45 cents. Go to your dealers tomorrow and get yours. Take advantage of this unique opportunity and see the sets of gorgeous 1847 Rogers Brothers silverware while you're there. For this is the best year of all to buy your silver. To celebrate their 90th Jubilee year, 1847 Rogers Brothers offers sensational savings on 60 and 90-piece sets in First Love and other patterns. Savings as high as $20.50 on a set. And there are smaller sets for as little as $32.50. Such a small price for a lifetime purchase. And your dealer will gladly tell you, too, about the amazingly convenient terms. So why not be justly proud of your silverware? Why not own the best 1847 Rogers Brothers? And now, Conrad Nagel.
Thank you, John Conti. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like a word from our stars, Rosalind Russell and James Stewart, before we ring down. Hey, wait a minute, you two. Where are you going?
Well, you see, Conrad, I've just moved into a new house, and I'm taking Jimmy home with me to help me shove the furniture around.
Yeah, that's what she thinks. You know, I've been making navy blue and gold for MGM right now, and for the past week I've been bounced around the Rose Bowl by a whole football team, so I couldn't move an ashtray 10 feet, Ross.
Oh, you can't, eh, Jimmy? Well, you can try. Now, you can just try.
Well, all right. So long, everybody.
Goodbye, and thank you. Thank you, Conrad.
Thank you, Rosalind. Goodbye, Jimmy. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be interested to know that Rosalind Russell gave the name First Love not only to our play, but to the new 1847 silverware pattern. We hope you'll all be able to be back with us again next week. Au revoir next Sunday afternoon.
The Hollywood romance of Gene Wilson and Jimmy Parks, as played by Rosalind Russell and James Stewart, will be continued in the third episode of the 1847 Silver Theater production, First Love, next Sunday evening at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, with Conrad Nagel directing and special music by Felix Mills. Grover Jones' story, First Love, is adapted for radio by True Boardman. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
For almost 2 centuries, Americans have enjoyed the valuable privileges of freedom. Now, freedom needs each American to dedicate himself to its preservation. We must not allow our liberties to be endangered by neglect of our duties as citizens. During this year of rededication, join with your fellow Americans in reaffirming the principles on which this country is founded and the safeguarding of those principles. Make it your business to see that federal, state, and local governments are conducted honestly. Help to maintain the good morale of your sons and daughters in the armed forces. Learn the facts about all candidates and issues. Then vote for the one you believe in. Make the most of every minute on your job. Produce as much as you can, and thus increase our military and economic strength. Work for better schools and a better community. Guard your American heritage of freedom. It needs you.
Quiet. Turn them over.
Jimmy, in case you're interested, they caught you.
Going to Hollywood, are you? You're a fool.
I couldn't use her if I was making slapstick comedies.
Better go back. You 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 better go back.
The 1847 Silver Theater, starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart in an original story, First Love. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. International Silver Company, makers of 1847 Rogers Brothers, America's finest silver plate, welcomes you to the 1847 Silver Theater. In just a moment, you will hear the third episode in the romantic comedy drama of Hollywood First Love, starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart. I was going to say something entirely different to you right now, ladies and gentlemen, but I was distracted by Rosalind Russell's new hat. It's one of those new sort of high-flying numbers, and she looks mighty beautiful in it. And looking at her new hat made me think how different women look from year to year, depending upon the fashion. For fashion designers create styles to last only a season. And then I got to thinking about the people who design our 1847 Rogers Brothers silver plate. They've got a much bigger problem on their hands, for they must create a design to last a lifetime. The silver plate does. And that's just the kind of design First Love, the new 1847 Rogers Brothers pattern, is. The type of loveliness that looks thrillingly new, but which will gleam just as proudly from your dinner table many years from now. It's a pattern whose simplicity will grace many backgrounds, yet with a richness of ornament to go proudly with more elaborate settings. The ornament is a garland of formal flowers in the moonlit shimmer of America's finest silver plate. And there's news to this ornament, for it's more deeply etched, more richly raised in a perfection of craftsmanship never before available, save in sterling silver and special order silver plate. Only 1847 Rogers Brothers silver plate shows this workmanship. Workmanship possible only by a great house of 90 years' experience of working in silver. So that you may see for yourself what new loveliness in silver plate can be yours, 1847 Rogers Brothers are offering you a finely wrought fork, a special serving fork in this glamorous new First Love pattern at less than 1/3 its regular price. So ask your dealer about it tomorrow, and ask him to show you sets of First Love, the greatest achievement of a great house, 1847 Rogers Brothers. And now for the man behind the show, Conrad Nagel.
Thank you, John Conte. Today we pick up the story of Gene Wilson and Jimmy Parks right where we left off last week. As I mentioned last Sunday, we're trying to do things a little differently in the 1847 Silver Theater. The opening scenes of the drama tell you virtually everything that has happened so far without resorting to narration, so that when you hear today's episode, you'll be completely up to date on our story. Now the lights are being dimmed and the silver curtain is rising on the Grover Jones story, First Love, starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart. We hope you like the novel touches our author has given his play.
I ain't sure as how I should be letting you wait in here, mister. Miss Wilson, she's busy getting ready for that screen test, and God, she don't want to talk to no reporters.
But I tell you, she'll be glad to see me. I'm going to give her a lot of free publicity, which means she'll make more money.
Well,
and that means you'll make more money, too.
How come?
Don't you get a percentage of her earnings instead of salary, just like all the rest of her servants?
How come you knows about that?
Oh, I know a lot of things that would...
Oh, hello, Mr. Parks and Mr. Burke.
Where's Miss Wilson, Beulah?
Over to the makeup place and getting ready for that test. But she don't want to see you, Mr. Jimmy. She done told me to tell you not to come round here till next Friday when she gets paid.
In other words, Jimmy, my boy, you're still in the doghouse.
Quiet, Perry. Well, never mind, Beulah. We'll just come in and wait.
There's another gentleman there, though.
Hello there, Jimmy. How are you?
All right, Barnett, what's up?
Hiya, Perry.
You heard him. What's up?
Why, nothing in particular. Just a little business I wanted to talk over with Miss Wilson.
Any business you have concerning her, you'll talk with me. I'm her manager.
Yeah? All right, Jimmy. That ought to do just as well. But there's one funny thing about me. I always like privacy when I talk business.
Beulah, go over to the makeup department. Jean may be needing you.
But Mr. Parks, she done said...
You too, Perry. Get out of here.
Fresh air'd be a pleasure.
All right, let's have it.
What's the rush? Most?
I said let's have it.
All right, Jimmy, it's like this. I know this Gene Wilson's a new star, and I've got a story she might be interested in. You too, Jimmy. You used to write. You'd like this.
Go on.
It's about a girl, see? A waitress in a restaurant right across the street from this studio. Well, suppose we call the girl Jean. Then there's a fella. He's a publicity man named, let's call him Jimmy. And he gets fired from the studio, see? But as he's leaving, he tells the boss that he has a new star. Of course, he hasn't, really. But he runs into this waitress over at Umlaut. And then he gets the idea of getting back at Ricky, at his boss, by tricking him into signing her as a star. So he takes the girl to a preview, see? And they're broadcasting the shindig. Am I boring you?
Go on.
Well, our hero ups to the mic and introduces little Jeannie to the nation as a famous international actress. Then to back up the bluff, he rigs her out like $1 million, gets her a fancy apartment, clothes, servants, the works. Only our hero is broke. So he has to get all those things by giving away percentages of the girl's salary, if and when she gets it. And now comes the good part.
Cut the comedy, Barnett. What else do you know?
All there is to know.
How much do you want?
So you like my story? Well, I'll tell you. I might take a few percent myself, but for two things. First, I happen to know you've already given away over 70% of it.
Pretty busy, haven't you, Barnett?
I get around. The other reason is that Martin Rickey is going to get out of that contract just as soon as he finds out his new star can't act. Because you and I both know she can't. She had a test with a quickie outfit 4 months ago. It was terrible.
I asked you once, how much do you want?
1,000? Cash? Oh, I know you haven't got it. But it would be easy to promote on the strength of that contract. That's why I want to tell this girl.
You won't tell her anything.
No?
No. Because you're going to keep your mouth shut to Jean and to everybody else.
Oh. So she don't even know. Well, that makes...
And she's not going to know. Now, look here, Barnett. You get this straight. You're going to keep your mouth shut. Do you understand that?
Am I?
Yeah. This town would have been a lot better off if somebody had whaled the daylights out of you a long time ago, and there's nothing I'd rather do than take on the job right now.
Now, wait a minute, Jimmy.
Beulah, we've got to... Oh, I didn't know.
That's all right, Jane. Mr. Barnett here wanted to talk to you about some business. I've taken care of it. He was just leaving.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so long, Miss Wilson. So long.
Well, as long as the business, whatever it is disposed of, there's no reason why you shouldn't go, too.
Now, Janie, don't be like that. Now, come off that high horse of yours, will you? Why haven't you let me see you for the last 3 days?
What was there to see you about? The contract was signed. After all, just because you're my agent, I can't expect you to devote all your attention to me.
You'd be in an awful spot if that froze that way.
What?
That nose of yours up in the air.
Not very funny, Mr. Park.
No? Well, maybe I don't feel very funny. Here, this is what I came for. Leave this.
What is it?
That's the contract I had you sign the other night, making me legally your agent. You remember what you said at the truck just after I told you Ricky had signed you up? About how your Prince Charming would be sure and find you to collect the 10%? Well, maybe I'm dumb, but it just came to me last night in the middle of the night what you meant.
Oh. Then you mean you don't want to manage me any longer?
Oh, Jeannie, will you quit it? We started in this thing together, and didn't we? Now, I want us to go through with it together. I had to have that agent's contract to make it binding agreement for you with Martin Ricky.
Then it wasn't all just business? I mean, to make your 10% commission?
I don't give a darn about 10% or 20% or 2% or 90%. Why do you suppose I came here this morning? Because I heard you were going to do this test, and I came to help just as I promised you would.
That's really why you're here?
Yes, of course it is.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm glad I've been
Never mind. Here, let's see that makeup.
You see, I thought that you'd only said you
now,
believed
quiet,
in me
you quiet?
because...
Now, here, turn your face here to the light. That's okay. Who did it? Wally?
I think that was his name.
Yes, good job. You ought to photograph like a million. When are you supposed to shoot?
Any minute now. They're going to send for me. Do you like my dress?
Yeah, swell. You know your lines?
Gosh, yes, I hope so. Here, you cue me, will you?
All right. Did they tell you what picture you were testing for?
No, but I imagine it's the one with Trista Lane. She's doing the test with me.
Trista's going to do the test with you herself?
Well, yes, she offered of her own accord.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I don't like it. I know Trista. She's been top star of Superba for a long time, and she's determined to stay top star. So when she starts holding out a helping hand to somebody younger and better looking, it's apt to have a knife in it.
Well, what could she do?
Well, just try and steal the scene from you and show you up, that's all. That girl knows all the tricks. That's why you've got to be plenty sure of yourself, Gene. Now, come on, let's run over these lines. Here, I'll give you your first cue here. Let's see, he said he would return. Do you remember?
Yes, Anne.
Uh-huh. And Trista has a long speech about spring and stuff, ending with, but you're just a child. You could not understand.
But I do understand.
That's right. Now then, she has another long speech about... Hey, wait a minute. Hey, this is a sequence from a picture Trista did 2 years ago. What was the name of that thing?
Memory Lane.
Memory Road, that's it. That's it, and this is supposed to be a test for you. Jeannie, do you know what she's done? She's picked out the biggest scene she ever played in her life, and she's using it for your test. Only you're playing a stooge part opposite her. Look at the length of her speeches, and what do you say? Yes, Anne, but I don't understand. You, my dear, of course I will. Oh, Jeannie, why didn't you have me on hand to take care of these things for you? If you were the best actress in the world, you wouldn't...
Yes?
They're waiting for you on the set, Gene. It's back on stage 12.
Oh, Jimmy.
Well, they can't do it. I'm going to make them change this test.
No, we can't do that. I can't start out like that. Besides, they'll at least see how I photograph.
Miss Wilson, come on. They're sure enough yelling for you.
Oh, Jimmy, how do I look? My dress, my hair.
Well, that curl, that's down your eyes again. Never mind. Come on. I'll fix it on the set. Come on.
sorry to hold you up this way, LaRue. I can't imagine where the girl is.
Oh, if this girl is but half what you say she is, Ricky, then she's worth waiting for. An international actress. Tiens, as I said last night, Ricky, if she shows well in this test, I shall be glad to direct her in a picture for you. That is, if you have a story that will...
Mr. LaRue, but we have the camera set up now. You want to look at it?
And to be sure. You will pardon me, please.
Oh, she only likes her, Trista. Do you realize what it will mean to have Rene LaRue directing for Superba?
Of course, Ricky. And we must see that he does like her.
Trista, I wish you weren't being quite so sweet about all this.
Why, Ricky, you know I only want to help the girl. Here I am, Mr. Ricky. I hope I didn't delay you.
It's quite all right, Miss Wilson. Quite all right. Hello, Jimmy, Berg. Glad to see you. Oh, Joe, tell Mr. LaRue that Miss Wilson's ready.
Yes, Mr. Ricky.
Good morning, Miss Lane. Sorry I held you up.
Good morning, my dear. It's quite all right. I can understand. It would have taken them a long time to find the right makeup for you. Oh, but you look lovely and so calm. Of course, I know how you must feel inside. Oh, hello, Jimmy and Perry Burke. It's good to have you both on the lot again.
Yeah, I had a hunch you'd been lonesome for us, Trista.
Ah, crap, Perry. Trista, it was good of you to help Jean by picking out the test she's going to do with you today. It gives her such a swell chance to show what she can really do.
Yes, doesn't it?
She's here? Bien. Ah, and so this is Miss Wilson?
Yes, Rene. Miss Wilson, Mr. Rene LaRue.
How do you do, Mr. LaRue?
Mademoiselle.
Oh, and Mr. Parks and Mr. Perry, Mr. LaRue.
You know, my dear, when Martin asked us asking Mr. LaRue to come and direct your test, I encouraged him. I was sure that, being an international star, you would enjoy speaking French again.
Vraiment, mademoiselle. Après le travail, nous parlerons en français. Hollywood se trouve si loin qu'on arrive un grand plaisir à parler de Paris et des vieilles choses, n'est-ce pas?
Miss Wilson was a little upset just now. Maybe later.
Why, Jimmy, I'm not at all upset. Vous avez raison, Monsieur LaRue. Il faut que nous parlions de Paris.
Oh, mademoiselle, Mama, cheers, parley. Oh.
Well, I don't like to interrupt, but, you know, everything's ready, and holding up the set costs money, and...
We must think of Superba Productions as well as ourselves.
Exactly, Berg, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Bien. We do the test at once. You are sure you know your part in the scene, Miss Wilson?
I think so.
And Miss Lane, you...
Well, you can shoot the scene right away as far as I'm concerned.
You will pardon me, but that is not my method, Miss Lane. We run through it once for the mechanics of action, then we polish it a bit, and
polish? Then, Mr. LaRue, are you aware that Superba Productions almost won an Academy Award on this scene?
Quite, Miss Lane. But I am also aware that I saw it, and that today Miss Wilson is being given a test. As I said before, we will polish the scene. Now, if you please... that action of walking to the window. Once again, if you please.
Of course, Mr. LaRue. Still too fast?
A little, but do not worry. We keep at it till it is right. A very good suggestion, Mr. Parks. Thank you. Oh, Miss Lane, could you manage to play a little more down scene? So that Miss Wilson will not have to be looking away from the camera when she plays with you.
When I played it before,
Please, Miss Lane. Down scene. Thank you. Much better, much better. Cameraman, is there enough backlight on Miss Wilson? Let me see. No. More backlight on Miss Wilson.
Ray, flood out those inkies on the end.
That's too much backlight for me. We never use
Better, that's better. A little down scene, please, Miss Lane. Now, just one final rehearsal, and then we shoot.
Rehearse? Again?
Please, Miss Lane, we must give Miss Wilson every chance. Perfect. Now we take it. Ready, Miss Lane?
Am I ready?
Miss Wilson?
I believe so.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. LaRue. Her hair. I'll fix it in just a second.
Save the line. Can't we hurry, LaRue? This is costing money. It's just a test. We're not making an 8 picture, you know.
No, but we are making an 8 test, Monsieur Ricky.
What's wrong with my hair?
Nothing. I just wanted to say good luck.
Thanks. Think it's going to be all right?
You bet it is. This fellow LaRue, I love him. He's wise to our Miss Lane, all right.
Bien. Are we ready?
Come on, kid. Troop it through.
Gosh. Somebody else said that to me once. That test at Freedom Productions.
Forget all that, will you? This time you're a cinch. Give it the works, Jeannie.
Well, when Miss Wilson is ready, I'm waiting.
I'm all ready. I'm sorry, but my hair had to be fixed.
Hit the light.
Later, please. Not too fast, Miss Wilson. And Miss Lane, please remember not to make Miss Wilson have to turn from the camera. Quiet. Turn them over.
Rolling.
Action.
He stood there, almost in the very spot where you're standing now. And he smiled as he said he would return. Do you remember?
Yes, Anne.
And he didn't even kiss me. He just turned, that smile still on his face, went out the door and down the path to the road. And I stood at the window and watched till he was out of sight, down there where the road curves into the pines. It was spring then, and even as I watched, I knew that I'd never see him again. And not seeing him, there could never really be another spring for me. Oh, but you're just a child. You could not understand.
But I do understand.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I can't play the scene with this girl.
But Miss Lane.
Oh, don't Miss Lane me. You could at least say the right line.
But that was my line.
Oh, be quiet. You spend the entire morning rehearsing a simple scene, and then you can't even give me the cue.
I did give you the cue, and even if I hadn't, there was no need to stop.
Oh, there wasn't. Your awkwardness completely destroys the mood of the scene, but there's no reason to stop. Matter of fact, there was no reason to start it in the first place. I should waste my time on a rank amateur.
I'm not an amateur.
Oh, I said be quiet. You're nothing but a cheap little imposter being ballyhooed by that windy Jimmy Park.
You keep Jimmy out of this.
Ooh, so it's like that, eh? You not only can't play a scene when I choose the simplest one in the world for you,
I'll
but
say you did. You chose one that didn't even give me anything to do. Your Academy Award scene. You think so, do you? Well, as a matter of fact, it could have gotten the Academy Award, but not the way you played it.
How dare you?
The actress that played that part in that scene needs a heart, Miss Lane, and that's something you haven't got. The girl in that scene has to have loved someone, and the only person you're capable of loving is Trista Lane. An amateur, am I? Well, if I couldn't play that scene better than you did, I wouldn't try to act.
Oh. Perhaps you'd like to show me how it should be done.
You bet I would. Listen. He stood there, almost in the very spot where you're standing now. And he smiled.
Why, you're not going
and
to...
he said he'd come back. Do you remember? And he didn't even kiss me. He just turned, that smile still on his face, and went out the door. And I stood at that window and watched till he was out of sight, down there where the road curves into the pines. It was spring then, and even as I watched, I knew I'd never see him again. And not seeing him, there could never really be another spring for me.
Cut. What a scene.
Jeannie.
Wonderful. Print that one.
Print it? Print it? You took all of that.
Of course we did.
Jeannie, I can't believe it. You were terrific.
Ricky, will you stand for this? They can't print that. This amateur.
Ricky, you want me to make a picture for you? Bien. With this girl, I make it. That girl and the right story, we win 6 awards for you. Tiens, such fire, such spirit.
Ricky, if you'll buy off our contact
Now,
out.
Mister, listen to reason.
Jeannie, come on. Where? I don't know where we're going out of here. Come on, we're going to celebrate.
'Jimmy, where are we going?
To celebrate, I said. To the beach. We're going to swim and dance and ride merry-go-rounds and shoot the chutes till morning. Yippee!
Yippee!
Quiet back there. We'll throw you out.
Oh, Jimmy, not so fast. You'll be arrested.
Ha-ha, they'll have to catch me first.
Jimmy, in case you're interested, they caught you.
Come on, Jimmy. I'll race you back to shore.
All right.
Wait a minute. Watch me dive from the float. A perfect jackknife. Hi-yo, Silver.
Grab it,
Get
Jeannie.
him.
Grab a
I
ring.
got it, and Jimmy, it's a gold one. I get a free ride.
Hooray! Nine hot dogs. 9?
Sure, 3 apiece.
And be sure that pedigree.
Die kann nicht kann, 100
That means with mustard.
It's for 5 years with no options.
What the? Maybe I'm crazy.
Yes, sir, there you are. There's your baby doll. Knock 'em off 4 times in a row and win your choice of anything in the house.
Jimmy, let me try.
There you are, lady.
Sure, we'll all try. Give us a dozen balls.
Jimmy, I knocked one off. I hit it.
Here you are, lady. Another baby doll. Here you are.
Hey, see the one with the chip on it? That one's Trista Lane. Watch me hit it.
Poor Trista.
Yeah, boo-hoo-hoo for Trista. She's down, but you know, something tells me she's not out.
Orpington gets so secretive that you can't tell anyone but me personally. Well? Well?
It's like this, Miss Lane. I heard indirectly that you and this Jane Wilson sort of had some trouble at the studio today.
Oh, you heard, did you?
Yeah.
Well, you can get out of here and mind your own business. I have no statements for prying reporters.
That's just it. Maybe I have.
I said to... What?
Miss Lane, it just happens that I'm anxious to leave town in a hurry, and I'd much rather go with $1,000 in my pocket.
Stop making riddles. What do you mean?
Would it be worth $1,000 to you to prove that Jean Wilson is not an international star and that our contract with Martin Rickey is no good because it was made through fraud?
Can you prove that?
I'm just asking you, Miss Lane. And if that isn't enough for your money, would it help if I could prove that Jimmy Parks put over this whole deal by giving away percentages of her prospective income? A little gag which Miss Wilson herself doesn't even know about?
She doesn't know? And you can prove it?
I could round up the shareholders in an hour.
Round up the shareholders. Well, isn't that interesting? Sit down. I think we might do business.
Mr. Parks.
Huh?
Got any more dance tickets left?
Sure, plenty.
Well, tear 'em up, eat 'em, do anything with 'em. This has got to be the last dance. My feet are
I see. Turning softy on me. Well, fine. Apparently the Wilson blood doesn't spring from the same hardy stalks as them Parksies.
Ah, is that so? Notice you didn't ring the bell with the sledgehammer.
Neither did you.
I rang the ladies' bell.
Oh, that was mere nothing. Ladies' bell. Why, with both hands tied behind me, I could say, hey, you know what we're going to do after this dance?
I know. We're going home.
Home at this hour? Fishing. Out at the end of the pier.
Fishing?
Uh-huh. Wait and see.
Poor Perry. Look at him loaded down with all those Cupid dolls.
Well, don't remind him. He may want us to carry some, see?
Don't tell me you stopped your dance marathon. If it's me you're worried about, go ahead. I've been here so long now, the people think I'm a concession.
Oh, Perry.
They've been looking around for rings to throw at my nose so they could win some of these Cupid dolls. Hey, aren't we going home now? I'm all stove in.
Well, you go back to the car. We'll be along later.
I know what that means. Well, listen, if you see a hulking mass in the back seat, don't disturb it. It'll be my recumbent form.
Perry, want another hot dog?
Oh.
Come on, Judy.
Can't understand it.
Neither can I. A nice brown cord for a line, a bent hairpin for a hook, and a chocolate raisin for a bait. Mighty funny fish don't bite on that.
Too particular.
Yeah.
Might be the wrong time of day. My father always said you could never fish after dark.
Oh, your father was bad.
Is that so? Well, I'll...
What?
I'm too tired to argue. He was best, like your father.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, fish always bite when there's a moon.
He said no.
He's a liar.
What's the matter?
That curl. There it is, down your eyes again.
Well, let it stay.
Nuh-uh. There. That's better. Oh, Jeannie. That moon on your face.
Jimmy.
I love you, Jeannie. I love you. Do you hear that?
Oh, Jimmy, I'm so glad.
Jeannie, there's something else There's something else you've got to know about you, and I always swore to myself I'd tell you before I told you I loved you, but I...
Not now, Jimmy. Whatever it is, not now. Tomorrow or any time. But let this day, all of it, be just what it has been. Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy, look, a bite. Haul up the line. Quick, Jimmy. Jimmy, it was mean to leave Perry to bring up all those Cupid dolls and things by himself.
He ought to be rested, sleeping all the way home.
Oh, me too. Just tell him to put them outside the door here. I'll get them in the morning. I'm too tired to wait.
Okay. Good night, Jeannie.
Good night, Jimmy.
Darling. Gosh, I was proud of you today.
Were you?
Yeah. And, Jeannie, tomorrow, whenever, just remember one thing, will you? what I said out in that pier, that was on the level.
I remember.
Good night.
Jimmy, wait. Come back. There's someone in here.
Someone in there?
Oh, so there you are.
Miss Lane.
Trista? Trista, what's the idea of this in Mr. Wilson's apartment? Oh, who are all the... What is this?
Oh, so you recognize us. I say us, because I bought out the apartment manager's interest. So now I'm a shareholder, too, Jimmy. A shareholder in your little Gene Wilson Corporation.
Jimmy, what's she talking
Come on,
about?
let's get out of here. I'll explain.
Oh, no, you won't. I'll explain. You see, my dear, every one of us here has a contract for a percentage in your first year's salary. A contract signed by your manager, Mr. Jimmy Park.
Contract? Percentage? But that's not true.
Oh, isn't it? Well, just ask them. Ask Mrs. Ryan there, your cook. Or Mr. Steiner, who supplied your groceries. Or Buck Braddock, who's been chauffeuring you in his own car. Or your maid. Ask any of them. If he didn't make them all believe that about you being an international actress instead of the cheap waitress that you are. Well, why don't you ask them?
Jimmy, say something.
I wanted to tell you, Jeannie, I tried to...
Oh, you should have, Jimmy. All those lies, that pretense. Oh, for publicity, it might have been all right. But to let all these people gamble on me... Oh, but it's all right now. All of you believe me. Even if Mr. Parks did lie to you, I have a contract. Just today there was a test, and, well, you'll get your money. I have a contract.
Oh, have you? And how long will you keep it? When Martin Rickey finds out it was made through fraud?
Trista, shut up.
You see, my dear, now you know how your friend Jimmy made a waitress into a star. But you still don't know why he did it.
No, Trista, stop it. Get out of here. I'll tell her myself.
He'd been fired by Rickey because he bugged on my publicity campaign. So he swore he'd get even. Do you know how?
Trista.
By setting him a phony. By getting him to give a contract to a girl who had already proved that she was the worst actress in Hollywood.
That's a lie. He believed in me.
Oh,
he told me.
Maybe that's why he told Roger Colton that you couldn't act for sour apples. And that if they could trick Rickey into signing you, they'd be putting him behind the biggest 8-ball in the history of Hollywood. Oh, yes, he believed in
Trista,
you.
will you shut up?
Oh, no, Jimmy. Let her talk. That's how we learn things. Funny things. Things that we can laugh about. Why don't you laugh? Why don't we all laugh? Oh, Jimmy Parks.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chief hope of our enemies is to divide the United States along racial and religious lines and thereby conquer us. Let's not spread prejudice. A divided America is a weak America. Through our behavior, we encourage the respect of our children and make them better neighbors to all races and religions. Remind them that being good neighbors has helped make our country great and kept her free. Thank you.
Hey, Jimmy, take it easy.
It's the third time Gene Wilson ain't here. But I tell you, I've got to see Ricky.
I am trying, but I just can't play the part.
We take the scene again, and this time give me something.
Quiet. Turn 'em over.
The 1847 Silver Theater, starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart in an original story, First Love. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. International Silver Company, makers of 1847 Rogers Brothers, America's finest silver plate, welcomes you to the 1847 Silver Theater. And right now, I'd like to introduce the man behind the show, a man known everywhere for his work on stage, screen, and radio, our director, Conrad Nagel.
Thank you, John Conte. Today we bring to a close the story of Gene Wilson and Jimmy Parks, taking up the thread of the romance right where we left off last week. Before we ring up the curtain on this afternoon's performance, I'd like to tell you of other plays and famous players which we have in store for you. Next week, we shall present the celebrated dramatic actress of stage and screen, Miss Miriam Hopkins, in a special radio adaptation of a Faith Baldwin romance entitled P.S. She Got the Job. In following weeks, we shall present Brian Ahern, Jane Wyatt, Madeline Carroll, Clark Gable, Lee Tracy, and many other distinguished names of the screen and theater.
And now, in just a moment, our play First Love will begin. It's a romantic comedy drama, two against that town of hopes and heartaches, Hollywood. It's a play with that intangible thing called glamour. It's a play
Pardon me, Conrad, but could I borrow that word?
Borrow a word, John? What word?
The word glamour.
Certainly. Go right ahead.
I want to borrow the word glamour, ladies and gentlemen, because glamour is just the word that describes 1847 Rogers Brothers' new pattern in silver plate, which Rosalind Russell herself christened First Love. For Miss Russell says that the moment she saw it, she fell in love with this thrilling new pattern. First Love is strikingly beautiful, radiantly lovely, really glorified silver plate of graceful lines and exquisite proportions. Even more than that, the garland of formal flowers which ornaments the First Love pattern is richly raised and deeply etched in a new perfection of craftsmanship never before available save in sterling silver. And only 1847 Rogers Brothers know this secret of sterling craftsmanship applied to silver plate, the glorious climax of more than 90 years of working in silver. First Love is glamorous as a Hollywood star, a pattern to grace surroundings of any type, a pattern which you must really see to appreciate its beauty. And so that you may see this latest and loveliest of patterns, 1847 Rogers Brothers make it possible for you to secure a finely wrought fork, a special serving fork in the First Love pattern at 1/3 its regular price. So be sure to ask your jeweler or your department store about it tomorrow.
And now for our play. The lights are being dimmed, and the silver curtain is rising on the Grover Jones story First Love, starring Rosalind Russell and James Stewart. We hope you like it.
Hey, Jimmy, take it easy.
We've got to find her, Perry. We've got to find Jean, do you hear?
Yeah, but wouldn't you just as soon we were still alive when we do?
Oh, if she's only at the station.
Yeah, and you can talk her into coming back. Something tells me that's going to take eloquence, my boy, the way she was feeling when she ran out of that apartment.
Why did she have to take it that way, Perry?
Look out. Oh, Jimmy.
What if I did give a bunch of people percentages in her first year's salary to help make her a star? That's been done before.
Oh, don't be a sap. That's not why Jean ran out on you, and you know it. What busted her up was finding out that you lied when you said you believed in her. It's like I told you from the first, Jimmy.
I'll look in the station. You wait here.
Hey, wait a minute. I'll go.
Examiner Times paper.
Yes, sir. Ticket?
No, look, has a girl bought a ticket in here tonight since midnight, I mean?
Oh, where would she been going?
Well, east, New York, maybe. Or Springfield. That's it, Springfield, Massachusetts. That's where she'd be going.
I haven't sold any ticket to Springfield. Besides, there's no train east out of here for about 5 hours, not until 7:30.
Well, have you seen her? Look, she's about 5'4", 5'5", and pretty, awful pretty, and brown hair, brown eyes, and had on a suit, brown, maybe blue. Well, I don't know, but...
Afraid I can't help you, but I'll keep an eye out.
Examiner Times paper.
What luck, Jimmy?
No luck. There's no train out for 5 hours.
Where now?
Well, the hotels. We're going to check on everyone in Hollywood.
Jimmy,
and then we're going to start on the rooming houses.
Oh, hey, but you can't wake people up at this hour. Besides, we ought to get some sleep.
Sleep? I said we're going to find Jean.
Nope, no one but that name registered.
Well, she might have used another name. Now, look, she's about so tall and dark hair and brown eyes, and I think she had a suit on, a gray suit, maybe green.
Afraid she's not here, sorry.
No, wait, hello. No, this girl would have come in since midnight. She not? Okay, thanks.
Now, see here, young fellow, for the third time, Jean Wilson ain't here. She moved away a couple of weeks ago, got a job in the movies. Now, will you quit waking me up?
Well, I just thought she might have come back. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right if it's urgent, but she's not here at the YWCA. I'm sorry.
No one that answers that description, sorry. And she didn't buy a ticket, sorry. Not at this hotel, sorry. Haven't seen her, sorry.
Not at the YW. Sorry.
No one that answers that description. Sorry.
Not here. Sorry.
Haven't seen her. Sorry.
No ticket. Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, Jimmy, it's no use. Give it up.
We're going to keep going. Let's go.
But, Jimmy, it's almost... Oh, all right. Where now?
Where? I don't know. Or do you just keep driving? I'll think of someplace.
Okay.
Oh, Jeannie. Jeannie, where?
I hope you know this whole business is crazy, Jimmy.
It's crazy, Jimmy. It's crazy. You'll never be able to make me a star. As long as both of us together. I'll try.
Yes, sir, it's Bets. Chasing all over town ever since midnight.
Until midnight, Jimmy. 10 hours till midnight. When this dress turns back into an apron and that limousine we came in back into a pumpkin.
Oh, Jeannie.
What'd you say, Jimmy?
I didn't say anything. Keep driving.
Okay. But the next time you start out to turn some gal into a star, oh...
A falling star, Jimmy. Superstitious. I'm glad, Jimmy. And I love you, Jimmy. I do love you. Oh, I do. Good night, Jimmy. Good night, Jimmy.
Of course, it's like I told you from the first. You never should have told her all those lies.
All those lies, Jimmy. Lies and pretense. Let Trista talk. That's how we find out things. Funny things. Things we can laugh about. Oh, why don't you laugh? Why don't we all laugh?
No, Jeannie. No. No, you don't understand. Come back.
Hey, what?
She won't come back, Barry. We're not going to find her. She'll never come back.
Coffee. That all?
That's all.
Okay, Jean Wilson.
Hello, Marge.
Say, I didn't recognize you at first. Gee, how are you anyway?
Me? Oh, I'm fine, Marge.
I'll get you coffee. Say, it's swell to see you. I read all that stuff in the paper. Here you are. Gosh, think of you being a star across the street from the same restaurant where you used to juggle trays. Ain't life funny, though? Want some more cream?
Huh? No, thank you.
Oh, I wish you'd have come in earlier so the other girls could have seen you. Say, what are you doing here all alone this hour of the morning? Been working over the studio making night scenes? Or did you just get lonesome for the old place?
Yeah, that's it. Lonesome.
Funny how you can feel about a place you work once, huh? Oh, say, I wanted to ask you. All that stuff in the papers about you being an international actress and stuff, that's just a lot of bunk, ain't it?
Yeah. That's all it is. Bunk.
That's what I told Ruthie. I says, Ruthie, it stands to reason if she was a big star, she wouldn't have been working here with us. And I told her. Hey, what's the matter, Jean? You feel all right? I mean, you look sort of...
Yeah, I'm all right.
Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Besides, Ruthie, I says, look who her manager is, that Timmy Parks guy. The fellow who used to be head of the publicity department across the street. Everybody knows he's the biggest liar in Hollywood. Why, look how he made a star out of that Trista Lane. Just by making people think she was... Hey, aren't you going to finish your coffee? Hey, Jean, wait a minute. Your change.
Well, good morning, Miss Wilson. Good morning. Glad to see you.
Mr. Ricky.
Sit down.
But there's no time.
You'd better. I have an idea you and I have a good deal to talk about this morning.
A good deal to... Mr. Ricky, do you already know what I'm here to tell you?
Yes, Miss Wilson, I do. You see, Trista Lane called me after she left your apartment last night.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad. That makes it much easier. All that she told you was true, Mr. Ricky. I'm not an international star. And I was a waitress in the restaurant across the street. The whole thing was just a little idea of Mr. Parks to...
To get back at me for firing him. I know. But something tells me you didn't know, Miss Wilson. Not about that part of it.
Well, what difference does it make? All that matters is that you have a contract with a girl that can't act. Well, that's why I'm here this morning. Mr. Ricky, I brought this.
What is it?
My copy of the contract between us. If you'll just write me a check for $51.46, you may have it back.
Check. $51.40. What are you talking about?
Well, that happens to be the price of a ticket to Springfield. I'd rather not have taken anything.
But Miss Wilson, it also happens that you're not going to Springfield.
Well, what do you mean?
I have no intention of canceling that contract.
But it was made through fraud, and when you signed me, you thought that I was...
I thought you'd be a good box office, and you are. As for the ballyhoo of parts, it's great publicity. Now we'll tell the public the truth about you, and they'll be more interested than ever.
But, Mr. Ricky, that's crazy. I mean, you don't understand. I'd be no good to you. I can't act.
I can't believe that. Remember, I saw you make that test yesterday with Trista Lane.
But that was different. That was because I had someone, something I could count on. But now it's no use. Oh, Mr. Ricky, you've got to let me out of that contract.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Miss Wilson. Besides, you're just a little upset now, and hard work's the best thing in the world for you.
Oh, but please,
I have a script called Cold Embers ready to go into production. Great story, Miss Wilson. A story of women in the war. And there's a girl in there. Well, when that picture is released, and with you in that part, you will be an international star.
Oh, no, Mr. Ricky, please. Please, you don't understand. You've got to let me out of it.
I do understand, Miss Wilson. And now you better go home and get some sleep. Beginning tomorrow, you're going to be a very busy young woman.
But please, you've got to listen.
Make appointments for Miss Wilson tomorrow morning. A makeup test at 9.
No.
Fittings at 10.
Please.
Photographs
Ricky,
at 12. And interviews from 2 to 4. And see that she gets some script.
Turn them over.
Rolling. Scene 14, take 9.
Action. And please, Miss Wilson, give me something this time, eh?
But don't you understand? The man's an enemy, Margaret. We don't dare give him shelter.
He's hurt, and he needs care. Are we to let men die because they don't wear the right uniform?
Oh, if Joe and all the rest felt that way, where would we be?
Well, they don't. They're killing every chance they get.
Cut! Angie! No, Miss Wilson. We can't spend the entire day on this one scene. Quiet! I want the set quiet.
Quiet.
Assistant, no visitors. Visitors off the set, please.
Yes, Mr. LaRue. I'm sorry, but you folks will have to get off the set.
I will explain again. The whole spirit of the story is in the lines you speak in the scene. There is determination, there is bitterness, there is despair. All the complex emotions that a woman feels in time of war. Now put those things into it. Feel the scene, please. We take it again. Turn them over.
Rolling. Scene 14, take 10.
Action.
But don't you understand? The man's an enemy, Margaret. We don't dare give him shelter.
He's hurt, and he needs care. Are we to let men die because they...
No! Cut! Will you tell me what is wrong with you?
Oh, maybe it's my fault, Miss Wilson. Maybe I'm
not Of course it's not
you...
your fault. It's so... Oh, Mr. LaRue, I want to do what you say. I'm trying. I seem to be all tied up inside. Can we try it again?
No, we try it no more. We're wasting time. The company is dismissed for the day. It is no good, Ricky. The girl is flat, colorless. The day she took the test, she was an actress. Now she's a stick.
All right, I'll get another story. I'll get a dozen stories if I have to. But I'm going to make a picture with Gene Wilson, and you're going to direct it.
You're crazy, Jimmy. She won't even see you.
But I'm not going to see Gene. I'm going to see Ricky.
He'll throw you out.
And this one had better be good, because if this script doesn't fit that girl, I'll fire you all and get some writers who can write. I'm busy.
Mr. Parks is here again. Says he must see you.
Parks, tell him to get off the lot and stay off. Turner, how soon can you have this new story ready to shoot? We've got to get started on the picture. We have to get our money.
No! Cut! Miss Wilson, in this story you are supposed to be gay, to laugh. This is a comedy we are playing, not Macbeth. Will you please try?
I am trying, but I can't do it. I can't do it, I tell you.
We've tried her in 6 stories, and she couldn't play any of them. That That's why I brought you from New York, Max. If you can't write one that she can play, I don't know what we'll do.
But I tell you, I've got to see Martin Ricky.
Cut! I give up. There is no use. I'm through. Completely and absolutely finished.
Parks, I gave orders to keep you
Ricky,
off the lot.
Ricky, you've got to listen to me for 5 minutes, please. Ricky, I want to be honest with you.
What do you know about honesty? I gave you the best publicity job in Hollywood. I paid you top salary for 5 years. I saw you through every scrape that your crazy hot-headedness got you into. And how do you thank me for it? By one of the lowest tricks that ever was pulled in Hollywood. And you talk to me about honesty.
I know all that, Ricky. But I'm not here this morning for myself, Ricky. I swear I'm not.
Oh. Maybe you've got a new actress to sell me, huh? Somebody else that I can waste $200,000 on. Do you realize that I hired the best writers in the country to turn out scripts for that girl and... Oh, well, never mind. She's through. Have you got any more great ideas?
Ricky, let me write a story for her.
Ah, you're crazy.
That's what I'm here for, Ricky. I've got a story that she can play.
What are you talking about?
It's her story. Her own story, Ricky. The story of a girl with one single dream, one ambition, and a guy who was too much of a fool to recognize that dream in time. Let me do it, Ricky. This won't cost you a dime, but you've just got to let me write it.
Well, what makes you think she'd be any better in this story than she was in any of the others?
You saw her that day on that test with Trista. She was great. You know it. Well, since then, something's happened to Jane. I know what it is. She's lost the one thing an actress must have. Faith in herself. Well, the story I'm going to write will give that back. It'll make her see a lot of things straight now that seem twisted up in a million crazy shapes. And oh, Ricky, I've got to do it. I've got to do it for so many reasons. Please give me this chance.
All right, Jimmy. I never knew you to do a bad job on anything you had your heart in. I've got a hunch your heart is in this.
Take it easy, Mr. Hess, or you'll burn up the keys.
No, I'll be quiet.
Okay, Mr. Hess.
Hey, what is this Hess business?
If you'd stop work long enough to read the paper, you'd know. It's your nom de plume, or should I say de type. It's all over the movie columns this morning that Superba's finally found a story for Gene Wilson. A story called Hollywood Girl by Ronald Hess. What a name, Ronald.
Never mind now. He is writing it for all you know. You just keep your mouth shut, see?
How about to Jean?
Most of all to Jean. Now, she's not to know.
Fine business. You're writing practically a stenographic report of the things you've said to each other. And you expect her not to...
That.
Am I? The girl in that story is Jean and the fellow is you, Jimmy, my boy. The masks you put on them are so thin it'd take a blind man to be fooled.
No, come on. You get out of here and mind your own business. Here's the third sequence. Now, tell Ricky I'll get the rest of it by tomorrow night.
Oh, Jimmy, you can't. Use your head. You can't keep working like this. Get some rest and some decent food.
Don't worry. I'll get rest. Plenty of it after this picture's finished.
What do you mean?
Well, I think Hollywood and I can do without each other for a while. I thought I'd do a little traveling, maybe down to Australia, you know. I've always wanted to see those wombat and the platypus and the kangaroos. Well, hey, what is that? Now, come on, get out of here.
Okay.
Perry.
Yeah?
Perry, when do they start to shoot? Did Ricky tell you?
Sure, tomorrow. They're going to start with that sequence in the park. When the guy tells a girl he can make her a star. Wonder where you ever got that idea.
Well, Perry, now, you stick around. And you watch the lighting and watch Jean's makeup, now everything. And if she's not getting every break, you go to Ricky and you tell him. Now, you do that, Ricky.
Okay. Ronald Hess. Ronald.
Quiet. Turn them over.
Pardon me, Mr. LaRue. Jean, the old faithful curl that's in your eyes again.
Oh, thank you. How's that?
That's swell. Excuse me, Mr. LaRue.
Quite all right. Thank you for noticing. Eh bien. Turn them over.
Rolling. Scene 37, take 1.
Action, please.
I'll make you a star, Helen, so help me. I'll do it.
But I'm warning you, I can't act. Not anymore.
Of course you can. And we'll be together. I'll be there to pull you through. Together we're a cinch. Say you'll do it, Helen.
All right, Tommy. It's crazy. And I know I'll let you down, but as long as we're together, I'll do it.
Oh, Helen, I could kiss you.
You could, Tommy? You have.
Cut. Excellent. Thank you both.
Save the lights.
I'm delighted, Miss Wilson. Delighted. I see already that this story for you is the answer.
Yes, I'm beginning to think it is. Mr. LaRue, who's writing this story, do you know?
Someone by the name of Ronald Hess, I understand.
Yes, but who is Ronald Hess?
I have no idea. The name is new to me.
Say, Gene, that's...
Mr. Burke, do you by any chance happen to know who is this Ronald Hess?
Who, me? Say, I make it a point never to know any writers. No.
I see. Perhaps we'd better go on shooting, Mr. LaRue.
Exactly. Cameraman, give me a setup over here, and let's have it quiet for rehearsal.
You're haywire, Jimmy. You can't end it that way.
No, I'm writing this story.
But the public won't go for it. So far, it's been a swell story. You got to get the boy and the girl together in the end.
Why? You say the story's been good. Well, do you know the reason? Because it's real, honest, and genuine. That's why. Well, it's going to end that way. The guy's a heel, isn't he? Well, as long as he's a heel, he doesn't deserve her.
Ever hear of this thing called love?
Yeah. She's not in love with him. She couldn't be.
Jimmy, you may know publicity, but when it comes to women, you're 4 points below being a moron.
Yeah? Well, this story, she doesn't love him, see? She gives him his walking papers right here on this speech. Now, listen. The fella's come to say goodbye to her, see? And she says, why did you have to come back? Isn't it better to forget things that are over and done with? The one decent thing you might have done is to leave me alone. Oh, no, I'd better just stay that way. It reads better. Let's see. Why did you have to come back? Isn't it better to forget things that are over and done with?
The one decent thing you might have done was to stay away. I almost thought I loved you once, Tommy. But I know now I didn't, and I never could. There's too big a barrier of lies and pretense. And what I'm trying to say is this. There was a time I needed just one thing in life, Tom, and that was faith. Your faith in me. She didn't come through, Tommy, because you didn't have that faith. Now will you go? And this time don't come back. Please, Tommy. Please. Don't come back.
Cut. That is the picture. Perfect.
It's not. It's all wrong. It can't be like that. Perry, where is he? Where is he? Take me to him.
But he said...
I don't care what he said. Take me to him.
Oh, is that you, Perry? I'll be right out. I'm making some reservations. Hello. That's right, yeah. 840 to San Francisco. Yeah, lower. Thanks. Well, Perry, look, how did the scene go? Well, Jeannie.
I came to see Mr. Hess. Perry told me he lived here.
Well, Perry's batch. You better go back to the studio.
Oh, but I won't. Till I see Mr. Hess. That story has got to be changed. And you know how? I'll show you.
Well, here, Jeannie, now, wait a minute.
Now, you read over my shoulder, Jimmy. I'll show you what that closing speech of hers should be.
Let's stop this crazy business of torturing ourselves. I love you for writing the script for me. I love you for trying to keep it a secret. I love you for, oh, who cares what for. I love you. Jeannie, is this... You mean... Could you?
Yes, Jimmy. I could, and I do.
Oh, Jeannie, my darling.
Right.
Oh, Oh, Perry, no.
Don't mind me. That's all I wanted to know. Scene 382, close-up. The two stand in close embrace, forgetting that there's anyone in the world but themselves, as we slowly fade out. The end.
You're wrong, Perry, isn't it, Jimmy?
Dead wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's the beginning. It's just scene one. And believe me, this is going to be a picture.
In just a moment, Rosalind Russell and James Stewart are coming out before the curtain so that you may meet them. But first, John Conte has a word for you.
Today we've heard the happy ending of our play, First Love, in which we all enjoyed Rosalind Russell and James Stewart so much. And next week in the 1847 Silver Theater, we'll hear about another play of another title. But you'll still hear a lot about the name First Love. For First Love, 1847 Rogers Brothers' stunning pattern in silver plate is news, real news. A design of enduring loveliness with craftsmanship of the type never before available save in sterling silver. Craftsmanship possible only from the great house of 1847 Rogers Brothers. For 1847 Rogers Brothers is the most important name in silver plate. A name which for 90 years has stood for the finest quality and workmanship. So go to your dealer tomorrow and learn now for how little this lasting loveliness can be yours and how easy it is to buy out of income. For today you can make your dream come true. You can own the finest silver plate by 1847 Rogers Brothers. And now, here is Conrad Nagel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel that we're all a little sad right now, for we've come to the end of our play, First Love, with Rosalind Russell and James Stewart. We hope you enjoyed it, and we know you enjoyed our stars. I want to congratulate them on a grand job.
Thank you, Conrad. I do know that I've enjoyed it.
Me too, Conrad.
And I know everybody will be thrilled with Miriam Hopkins' next play. Next week here on this program. Fanning her story, P.S. She got the job. But before I go, I would like to thank all of you for the wonderful way you've received our play. Your letters have meant so much to me, and I'd like to thank 1847 Rogers Brothers, too. You know, I feel as though 1847 people and I were old friends. Matter of fact, we are. My mother has 1847 Rogers Brothers silverware in Connecticut, and I do here, too, in Hollywood. That's what we think of it.
Well, we certainly hope you'll be back, Rosalind. We appreciate MGM giving you permission to appear in our Silver Theater. Also, we wish you and Robert Montgomery lots of luck in your new picture, Love, Live, and Learn. Well, Jimmy, I guess it's au revoir to you, too, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is, Conrad. I guess I'll pack up my mic fright and get back to stage 8.
You've got a new MGM picture coming out soon, haven't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, The Last Gangster, starring Edward G. Robinson.
Well, I know it'll be a big success, and we also hope you'll do another play for us again here in the Silver Theater.
Well, maybe that's a date. And what Rosalind said about your letters goes for me, too, and my most sincere thanks to 1847 Rogers Brothers for letting me do Jimmy parts. So long, everybody.
Goodbye. Come along, Jimmy.
Goodbye, Rosalind. Goodbye, Jimmy. This is Conrad Nagel bidding you good afternoon. I hope you'll be with us again next Sunday.
Next week, at the same time, the 1847 Silver Theater presents Miriam Hopkins in the exciting Faith Baldwin one-act play, P.S. She Got the Job. The Grover Jones story, First Love, was adapted for radio by True Boardman, with special music composed and conducted by Felix Mills. This is John Conte speaking for International Silver Company, makers of 1847 Rogers Brothers, America's finest silver plate. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
There are people in most countries who would like to live in the Republic of the United States or the Dominion of Canada, where that good Olga coal is sold.
The citizens of our free countries are the envy of many people elsewhere because of the personal freedom which we have enjoyed. Why, then, doesn't every country adopt a form of free government? One answer is that, unfortunately, there are people and parties in many nations who are so greedy for power that they will sacrifice the freedom of their fellow countrymen to obtain power for themselves. History, even recent history, is replete with such instances. That is why the citizens of the Republic of the United States and the Dominion of Canada must be careful to recognize at its very beginning any movement to steal or limit their freedom. That is not always easy. The man who would enslave a free people doesn't begin by saying, "Now I'm going to be your dictator." Instead, he probably will claim that he is a devoted supporter of personal freedom, but all the while he will support policies that weaken and undermine personal freedom. Such a man will deny any totalitarian aims, but free citizens must not be deceived by such denials. Apparently, it is a cardinal principle of every sincere totalitarian that he is justified in lying if such lies will advance his plans. In these times, no public figure and no party or organization supporting such a person can be accepted without careful consideration. Every public figure and organization must be carefully scrutinized, and if their real aims are to limit or to destroy our freedom as individuals, they must be opposed and defeated.